You talked about technical analysis.
David Green, the best
right.
technical analyst. Green Room Live.
Whether you're doing technical, fundamental, finding trends, even some people, like you said, using Wall Street bets, people are trying to find an edge. And so I want to talk to you about the history of finding edges, because you spoke to us about how in the 80s people were getting edges and how we now do it. So can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Well, we were in the room where it happened, floor of the New York Stock Exchange, main room, and it was honored to have you gentlemen there with me. It's a historic room, guys, right? 1903. Right? The ceiling's all gold. It's the most amazing place. This runs the finance of the world, right? Everything in there, everything you're wearing and using and whatnot is being traded in there. Started in a garage. Now it's a stock that consumers get to buy and sell, creating earnings in the stock. So in the old days, before, I know many people are young, they don't know what it was like before a cell phone. They don't know what it was like before the internet. They don't know what it was like before all that stuff. Things were done on paper. Okay, it was face-to-face. You used to have one phone at home. If you weren't there to catch the call, you missed it. There wasn't even an answering machine, right? So the whole relationship that we had with people and information's gold, right? And it's a matter of what you do with the information, right? Information is key. Who's got the good shit? How do I know? Is he legitimate? Is he a viable source? Right? I mean, we know how we can get in trouble. It's good for 1 and 2, and then we get in trouble with the big one. Anyway. In the old days, the edge is information, right? When you're trading stocks go up and go down depending on supply and demand, but they go up on news and information. Why does the stock go up? Well, Nike just came out with a new sneaker. It got endorsed by LeBron James, and it's going wild, selling it in Soho. Why is the stock going down? Because COVID came. No one's getting on planes anymore. Everyone's shorting American Airlines or whatever. Okay, so back in the old days, how do you get an edge? You want to be the first one on the train. Right, because we don't know how long the train's going to be running in the station, and then it's gone. Right, so if you want to be in the room where it happened, you got to be information's gold. Right, remember that old Wall Street movie? Right, Gordon Gekko gets Martin Sheehan, right, who was actually his guru, called Dennis Levine. Right, Gordon Gekko kept saying he was Ivan Boesky, kept saying he was having premonitions in his sleep. People talking through his pillow that you got to buy, Reynolds. Well, it turned out he had a plant somewhere who was telling him the news. Information is gold in markets, always has been. Now we do it through technology, but in the old days, what you're referencing is, so when I was a broker in the beginning of my time, we were in the Iraq War. Back in the day, when there would be an FDA trial going on for FDA approval of a drug, when there was going to be a case that would impact the earnings or the profitability of a company, brokerage houses, the Goldmans, the Morgans, brokers here on the floor would have people in the room where the information was being released. They wanted to be the first guy to get the news. Now, we just sit at home and get a flash on our phone, so that it's a race to the news, and now kind of a race to the bottom, right? But back in the day, the Iraqi war had just come out, and I got an order from a client, and he called me down and he said, go buy 1 million shares of Harsco. And I said, what are you talking about? Market's going down. We're in the middle of a confrontation. Things look shaky in Iraq. Market's in trouble. He says, I didn't ask your opinion. I just said, go buy 1 million shares of Hosco. So I didn't know what Hosco was. I go running in, and I just start buying it like crazy. Well, it turned out that he had gotten the word that the U.S. had attacked Iraq on, I think, what it was called, Fire and Doom, what the President Bush called it, shock and awe attack that night.
Yeah.
And Hosco made tanks. Right? So he knew. So everybody thinks different. They're big thinkers. Some people see information. It's a matter of sourcing your information for your benefit. He saw a war happen. Now, I know people have benefited from wars and benefit things that maybe not the right thing. He saw an opportunity. He's trading people's money. He's got to do the best for his shareholders. So he saw, we're going to be in a war. They're going to be buying tanks. I'm going to go buy some tank company. Right? So he went out and bought Hosco. There you go. We good? Yeah, I got you. I know you did.
So I got something it's kind of a two-part question. One of the things I hear you often talk about is, I'm listening to you, like, you understand who you are as a trader, right? And I think sometimes people can get lost in that. Like, they can listen to so many different people and they never anchor to who they are as a trader. So I hear you always talk about your trading identity. That's what I like to call it, or your investor identity. Can you talk about that for a second?
Okay, 100%. So what ended up happening with the internet and with the last couple of years in the marketplace, everybody thinks this is a get-rich-quick scheme. Everybody wants the quick fix. I have people who call me and go, so what, on social media, on DM, what stock should I buy? Right? And I can't recommend stocks. I can't recommend investing. That's not what I do. What I want to do is I want to give you a toolbox, fill it with tools, right? So that you can make the decisions yourself. That's one of the great things about this game, which you guys have figured out too. You've gotten your toolboxes, you've filled them with tools, right? And then you teach people what to do it. You don't tell, that's a very quick fix, right? You know that old thing, if you're hungry, I can give you a fish, or I can teach you how to fish. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game here. So if you want me to tell you that Alibaba is going up because things in China are different, you want to make a quick $100, that's not me. That's not who I am. There are 100 people out there in the naked city. You can pay them $7.99 a month. They'll give you all the stock picks you want. When you're buying it, they're selling it. It's classic pump and dump. And some people, I don't want to hear your education shit. I don't want to spend time learning and investing in me as a student of the market. I want to make $100. I said, how short-sighted is that? Right. How silly is that? We have this amazing thing. First of all, it's the most wild branding, advertising mecca in the world. It is an opportunity that any Tom, Dick, or Harry can go out there and make some money and learn the game, right? You can create, you guys. You guys are changing the world one trader at a time, teaching them how to invest in themselves and create generational wealth for their family. Change the narrative, right? Disrupt the shit, right? If I just tell you to go buy Shopify because I have inside information, you're going to buy it. You probably won't sell it when you should. Yeah. And then you're going to call me, you gave me bad info. Yeah. But if I tell you how to understand when Shopify will be a good buy, then you're going to call me and go, hey, Einstein, I think Shopify's a good buy here. That's what I want. Yeah. I want that give back to me. You learn. I have people who call me and David Green who come in our course. We do a live Q&A with all our students. We don't just sell you a course. We do a live Q&A. We mentor you, coach you for life. Because this isn't easy shit, right? You're very easily going to go back to your own path, right? Oh, yeah, it was good. I'm going back to mine, and you lose all your freaking money. Yeah. We have people who came to us who were losing money. I had a guy 2 weeks ago. I'm going to say his name is Robert Shapiro. He met us through an Irish kid. He met us through Option Swing, another good organization. He's in the trap, maybe. So he's a wealthy guy. He was trading the market. He did not know technical analysis. He was swinging around 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 share positions, and he was losing money time and time again. He did not know the definition of insanity. Going back to the well, trying the same act and losing over and over. He found us. He went out, he bought the course, he joined the Q&A, he did the boot camp. You know people, I met people who came to you, they got that taste of blood in the streets, and they said, oh my God, you can teach me. There are people who are never going to get it. They're going to be haters. They're going to go out and eat your shit.
Not the haters.
Right, the haters. Screw the haters. And then they're going to people who get it. Wow, I can learn something that's going to change my life and my family. Well, thank you. Yeah. All I need is a thank you. Right. Don't send me a box of fruitcake from the Omaha. I don't need it. I just need a thank you that I changed your life. So we have people, Robert, he was on the Q&A on Thursday. He goes, we did a webinar, and he went on to tell the 400 people that we were talking to for free on a free live emergency webinar after the market crash was, these people have changed my life. The first thing I want to teach you is to stop losing money.
Yep.
Most people out there trading are losing money. Yeah, I'm sure you've got your guys who have joined you but don't listen to you yet. Yeah. They haven't figured it out. They use 80% of their mind and 20% until they get the picture, they get the message, they have the spiritual awakening, right? And go, oh, I don't have to lose money anymore? You'd be amazed at how many people just keep throwing good money after bad. It's like when you go out there and you buy something that's bad shit, right? The blue caps, the black caps, it's bad. You keep going back to the guy, same guy. Is it good this time? It's good. This time it's good. No.
Let me ask you this. Walk us through a day in the life of you. You talked about, I think it was Tuesday, when you guys had a good day while shorting. Right. So like for some perspective for people that's watching that may never know how the inside works, how a broker works on the inside. Can you kind of walk us maybe that day that you was talking about?
Yeah. So I've been trading for actually I had a seat on the exchange for 34 years. I worked for a company in there called TradeMoss Securities. I work with my son, one of the greatest gifts in the world. He's 28 years old. That's just a joy, right? Family. We know family is the greatest thing in the world. I wake up in the morning and probably around 7:30, It's clear I probably have a couple of coffees, although I didn't have that many today.
man.
This is natural. 14 espressos. It's not a big deal. And then I take a nap. No. So I get up in the morning and I'm not a big. I try to avail myself of as much information that's out there. Actually, I use a wonderful newsletter called Exec Sum, which is an amazing thing. It breaks down the market. A guy named Liquidity, right? Who's anonymous, by the way. He was one of the big disruptors during, but he's an amazing man. Look, you started to ask me about what it was like sourcing, being above the edge back in the day. Now, you need to be above the edge even more.
Yeah.
You need to avail yourself of all the information. You don't trade proactively on it. You hear earnings are going to be good, you buy the stock. Mistake. You let the information come out and then you trade off technicals and price action. Okay? So in my day, I avail myself of what's going on in the market. Where was it trading overnight? I try to understand what's really coming out today. Economic news is super important. You go to Market Watch, you can source what economic information is coming out. PPI, CPI, CPE, all that's important. I don't react to it. I don't proactively trade in. I'm not an anticipatory trader.
Yes.
I let stuff come out because this market can, look, it's an amazing market. Like we said, earnings can be killer. Stock goes down $50. I don't know what the big guys are doing. I'm just a bozo on the bus here, trying to, make a little money and inspire and motivate people. So I get up in the morning, I get my stuff going. I sort of focus and center myself. I clean them, but I wear the same outfit every day. It gives me comfort. Right, as in years back, I had a uniform. Now this is my post-COVID new uniform, right? I was going to wear it. I have my NFT. I have an NFT on the back. We'll talk about it later. So I have a uniform that gives me some sort of a spiritual strength in my day, and I know I'm about to embark. I know I'm about to embark on something special and good. That's one of my motivators.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.